In this video, I will show how to use and interpret the function notation when working with an application of a function given algebraically. So in this problem, we have a weekly revenue function as a function of price P. And the first question is in part A, determine the nearest revenue, the revenue to the nearest dollar when the price is set at $20 per ruby. And we interpret that question as this. It's the value of the function at 20. So this is how we mathematically rewrite that question. And now once we wrote it like this, we understand exactly what to do. We simply have to plug in 20 into the definition of the function and to compute that numerical expression. So the answer is, we have 1600 minus 1600 over 3, so it's 3200 over 3. And we can, since the question is asking to find the value to the nearest dollar, we're going to divide 32,000 by, 3200 by 3, and that will be $1,067 is the total revenue. In part B, the price is set to $200 per ruby, so we now evaluate the function at 200. So plugging in 200, we get a very similar expression, and to compute it, we just evaluate this numerical expression. Now these adds up to, let's see, we have 160,000 minus 48,000. So we get negative 112,000 divided by 3. So we get negative $37,333. And what is this? How do we interpret this result? When the price is 200, the total revenue is negative $37,000. That number is hard to make sense of. It seems like losing money when selling rubies here, but it is what it is. In part C, the question is, what price should we charge in order to obtain a weekly revenue of 1200? What does that mean? That means we have to solve the following equation. We have to find the price such that the output of the function is equal to 1200. And that transforms into an algebraic equation. And this is a simple quadratic equation which we can solve by writing everything in standard form first. So I'm going to multiply everything by 3/4, negative 3/4. So we get p squared minus 60p and plus 900. And we can solve this equation by noticing that we have a perfect square formula here. So this quadratic equation has only one solution. That means P of 30 is equal to 1200. And how do we interpret this? The company should charge $30 per ruby to obtain the revenue of $1,200. So the reason that the answer in part B is hard to interpret is because 200 is probably too far away from the intended domain of this function. But anyway, this is how we use and interpret the function notation when working with a function in a application.